Hey guys, welcome to yet our double feature. Over here I'm watching Karate Kid Part 2 because I didn't realize there was a Part 2, so I've never seen this and it's freaking old from 1986. And over here I'm looking at the North Bay Household Hazardous Waste Depot and they're open till 6 o'clock tomorrow, so that's good. So I'm not sure what's going on, if I'm going to help Clifford tomorrow or not. I asked him for a time, he couldn't give me one. So you know what? I'm going to worry about my shit and get ready for his shit because I don't know what the hell's going on. So I'm just going to get all of Oreo's shit out of the way. There's a shirt that can go in the laundry. Blanket, towel to lay on, teddy bear. My dog has more toys than I do. A robotic cow, don't know why I'm keeping that. Historic event, guys. I'm throwing stuff out. So this computer here, this one here, guys, when I first started editing in the other room, I used this thing. This is a Core 2 Quad 6600 2.66 gigahertz. I could only put 2 pieces of RAM in it and it would only handle 2 gig DIMMs because the motherboard is an old Alienware motherboard and she's fried. Not sure why I was keeping it, but I was. I think this is DDR2. I might have another use for this. 4 gigs of DDR2. Beauty. 2 gig sticks. But this can go to the scrapyard because I have no use for it. The other thing I'm scrapping is this old laptop. What you're looking at here is a compact Armada. Look at this relic. It's got a passive matrix screen. I don't know if you ever heard of that technology, but it's so awesome that if you don't have mouse trails turned on, you can't see the cursor. The screen has an update rate of about 10 seconds. It's pretty bad, and I don't have the power adapter for it, nor do I care for it. The one thing that was nice about this computer was it had a TV out, an RCA out. It actually had USB, and it had the ability to play music while not even turned on. Had an infrared on the back, don't know what that was ever used for. Probably infrared file transfers. I doubt the battery holds any life. She's old, she's cringy. Don't even know it, probably an Intel Pentium on it. Pentium 2, wow. I don't even know where the hell I got this thing, but it showed up one day. So I'm gonna bring this stuff downstairs right now. You guys can come with me because I got you on my head. Good old POV vlog. Currently making some turkey for supper. Freaking hungry. Grab this, bring this downstairs. Not sure where the heck I'm gonna put it. We're gonna put it somewhere down here. So tomorrow we can just chuck it in the back of the truck and bring it over there. I might just even chuck it in the back of the truck tonight because honestly, not like I give two shits if it gets snow on it. It's literally going to the hazardous waste depot to be stripped down for its raw elements, and the plastic's gonna be melted down to make beer bottles. Hey look, we got turkey. Om nom time. I'm gonna go drive this in my face hole. Alright guys, let's get back at her. Have myself some dinner, shit my pants, pretty good time. So let's get back at the cleaning here. Holy crap, that's a brand new Macintosh cable. Never used. Don't know why I have it. Some old coax cable. Scrap metal corner. Don't know why I have you because I have no cable in the house. What the hell is this for? 12 volt, 1500 milliamp hours. Oh yeah, probably to power one of those Chinese USB hubs that I had. Alright, bass guitar out of the way. Hey look, pants. Throw this in the garbage. Oh good, replacement fans. I was wondering where those went, and now I know. They're right here. They're Corsairs too. I think I bought these initially to install on the top of that computer, but obviously they didn't make it. Slippers, shirt. That can go in the laundry pile. These can go over there for now. Forget about them again. Hey, you guys remember when I was playing around with green screen ideas? Well, this is one of them. Bills. Oh shit, I was wondering where that went. It's one of those pistol grip tripod. I wanted one for, I can't remember what. I ended up buying another one because I couldn't find that one. USB extension cable, USB cable, horse mask. Try to play Red Dead Redemption while wearing this. Yee, I'm a horsey. Oh, it's ripped. Okay, garbage. Mr. Airsoft Ponage helmet. Mr. Airsoft Ponage helmet. Sweet. Just chucking things up here for now just to get them out of the way. Crap, there's like a curtain rod back here for crying out loud. Don't know why the hell I have this in here. Still haven't heard from my buddy what time we're go for tomorrow. So that kind of sucks. Super old Logitech gaming headset. When I first started gaming, this is what I used. Skivinz Games. People have asked me how come I'm not putting game videos up on there. I forgot the password and the email I used to create it. I don't have it anymore, so that's awesome. Holy shit, what the hell is this headset? I don't know. Plantronics. This is actually a really good headset too. I wonder if this still works. Hazardous Waste Depot doesn't take shit like that. Oh, dude, seriously, I've been looking for this. Guys, this is a shoulder mount for your GoPro. I've been wondering where the hell this thing went. You literally, I don't know how the hell you put it on. You literally put it on your shoulder like this, I guess. And then, sorry about the, then you yeah. I bought this back in the GoPro Hero 1 day so I could put the GoPro on my shoulder when mini biking. And I literally used it for one video a long freaking time ago. That's freaking cool. All right, what is this? a shirt that I need to wash, a bottle of Febreze that still has Febreze in it, pajamas, the things you find when you clean up, eh? Paper, a remote control for, I'm gonna guess, a helicopter. Pretty sure I already threw the helicopter in the garbage. Holy piss. What's this? Callaway Linux, a white sock, definitely did not belong to me. This here was what I used to make coils back in the day. I got rid of the device, might as well get rid of that. I wonder if this cable still works. Doesn't matter, I got a lot of these. That one can go in the poubelle. Oh, bet you that remote's for this thing. I don't have the charger for, unless the charger's built into the remote. Where'd I put the remote? I doubt this thing works, but I'll give her a go. Really? There it is. Wow, there is no way this thing has any power in it. Holy shit. Seriously right now? No, I ran out. You know what? I really don't care. Garbage! I'll get a real drone. I know a lot of you are probably saying, oh, no, don't throw that in the garbage. All right, now what are you? Age of Mythology, Canadian beer flag. That's actually, I could hang this up in my window downstairs on Canada Day. It's an I am Canadian beer flag. Pretty ballin', One of you online said you wanted this guitar. I think it was Justin. I don't know if you can see how much dust is on it, but if you live near North Bay, let me know and you can have it. I'm not shipping it. That would just cost me too much money for nothing. And your chicks for free. Guitar strap. I think I already have one of those on my guitar. Nope, I do not. This is what I kept that RAM for. Was for this computer here. I might see about setting that one up to Bitcoin mine downstairs because I do have this GTX, or no, that 960, but somebody told me 960s you can't mine with them anymore. And this 380. The R9 380, which if I can generate some thermals with them during the winter, that'd be okay. Make a couple bucks off of them. So I got a big pack of paper here. Now, as for computer hardware, what the hell did you come off of? This is the side panel to the computer downstairs. So I'm going to bring this downstairs and attach it on there. Might as well get rid of them both. See, I'm notorious for running my computer without the side panel because the best way to get air to the processor is to like not hinder it. But some people say that a closed case runs cooler than an open case. Maybe I'm just old school like that. I don't know. Hey, when I get that corner cleaned out, I can bring Oriole's potato upstairs and he can have his potato pillow in the bedroom and the computer room. Sit on that thing. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, Adam, why don't you put this stuff on Kijiji for dirt cheap? Why bother? Scrap it. It's old, outdated technology. It's got to go. So that's what we're doing. I don't know what to do with this old stool. I don't need it anymore. I never use it. It just gets in the way. Literally just taking shit off the floor and putting it on my desk. I got to set up that picture frame too that Max got me just to get it out of the way. All right, and here is the old HP server with its Duron power bank. And it's got one hard drive tray left in it. I used to run all my media off of this thing. And isn't there a dime over here? I've been seeing shiny shit. Yeah, right there. What have we got in here? 500 gigabyte, right? 500 gigabyte Barracuda 720. She is probably fried. Put her with my stack of hard drives. I have an idea for those that I want to put on display. And this thing here can go in the crapper. Adam, don't. No. There is no don't. There is only do. Yeah, I used to run all of my freaking movies and MP3s and all that shit off of this thing. It had an iTunes drive. Whole bunch of, it was really cool. Like, it was a really cool freaking piece of tech. But problem is when it shits the bed, she shits the bed freaking hard. No messing around. Anyway, let's get back up there. Do some more corner room cleaning. Man, wearing this GoPro on my head is freaking hot. I'll get this place looking normal one day. Holy shit, is that an e-juice lid? Guys were asking about my old aquarium. There it is. But I might throw it in the garbage because, holy shit, there's a freaking sandwich container back here. What the hell, man? Oh my god, it's an Ontario pay stub. How much money did I make back then? Not for your eyes! Well, I just realized that with this new job, I'll be making Ontario money again, so that's kind of cool. Alright. Wow. This is an old dirty keyboard. I didn't like this keyboard. So it can go in there too. And the old AMD 4000. When my when my FX60 shit the bed, I was video editing on this thing. When I first started the Skivinz channel, guys, that's what I did a lot of my editing on. Because the computer I had was an FX60 dual core AMD, and it broke like shortly after. The the north bridge burnt up. I bought this thing from Best Buy when Erin worked there. I got her discount on it. It was on for $6.99 and I got it for like $300. And originally it was a computer that I was using in the red room for something, but then my computer broke, so I took it out of the red room and put it in here. And well, here she be. I think it's let's see, eject this, eh? Can't remember how you open this thing. Okay, just with a lot of force. Cool. Yeah, this is a toolless case. That's what I liked about it. I just can't remember how the hell it worked. Probably nothing on it, just old videos. I even took the video card out. What the hell is that? It's probably an AMD 450 or one of those older cards. Got some RAM into it, probably 4 gigs, 1 gig sticks. Sorry about that. Yep. She did me good back then, this computer. But, no, it's crap. But, you know, a lot of people talk shit about Acer, saying they're garbage. And the problem with Acer is they have a bad rap because they do sell garbage computers. Like, they sell budget shit at Walmart. But then they have their good lineups that are like creme de la creme and kick ass. So, it's like... You can either get a good case, you can either get a good case or a good computer from Acer, but there are some piles you can get out there too. So this one here was kind of a pile, but I ended up putting my GTX 8600 in it, and she gamed pretty good. She held her own. But then I took that 8600 out and I was using it for something else. Oh, it was a test card. When people were like, my video card stopped working, I don't know what's causing the problem, I'd use the 8600, plug it in, and be like, okay, your video card's just shot. So we just need to get you a new video card. So I got that media center, that crap top, that old computer. Next up, that Lian Li case. I don't know why I'm keeping it. I had this great idea in my head of building a new computer and putting it in that, but I'll show you what the problem is with that thing right now. Jesus Murphy, it's freaking hot in here. Let's get some cold air in here. Now, anybody who knows anything about Lian Li knows their cases are amazing. Pure aluminum. The motherboard tray pulls straight out of it. You take that off. You take that one off. It's all thumb screws. This company, Lian Li, revolutionized thumb through screws and also revolutionized putting a window on the front of the case. But this made installing your motherboard and shit so much easier. You can pull the whole tray right out, do all your work, and just pop her back in. Of course, it's kind of old and warped right now. I'm getting some resistance from the wire from that fan that's still attached. There we go. Then when you got it back in, thumb screw it all back on, and you're off to the races. But the big problem with this case is the support for it. All new motherboards are designed with USB 3.0, and they want you to hook up to headers, and the headers on this computer are 1.0, and they're not really, the wiring on it's really weird. I installed a bunch of cool shit in it too. Like, I bought the silver floppy, no, I painted that silver. Same with that CD-ROM tray, that slot. Then the DVD writers came out, so I bought one of those. This had a switch on it, and this is a fan controller that also had the ability to tell you your left channel speaker, right channel speaker, and the hard drive utility. I had an MSI motherboard in it, and it was an Athlon XP before I scrapped it. And this was an LED switch to turn on the LEDs inside. And then your front side USB was right there, 4 USB ports. It was a really good case for the time. You had your nice fan inputs here. And you know, a lot of people at work, when I was working at Ontario, I was living at home with my parents. I had disposable income. So the one guy I was working with, Craig, he was like, kept talking about Lian Li and Lian Li, this and that and this and that and the other thing. And I was like, I looked it up and I fell in love. And the one day I was at Shadow Technologies, a computer shop in town, and I saw it up on the shelf. I'm like, oh, hey, how much for that Lian Li computer case? And he's like, nobody wants it. And he's like, I've had it for a while. He's like, I'll cut you a deal. And regularly they were about $250. He cut me a deal for, I came up to like $185 out the door after the government's cut. Brought it home, bought a bunch of components, built myself another computer. You know, when you don't have to pay mortgage and bills and shit, and you're making like $1,600 to $1,800 a month, every 2 weeks, you can really spend some money on technology. Just saying. To anybody out there who's living at home who has a good job, you know what I'm talking about. So that clears out that corner. Still got to clear off this tabletop. That'll be another day because holy piss, I got to go through some shit. Yep. But I can put Oreo's potato back there. Now that red Dell, I might hang on to it. It's still pretty good. I could probably sell that. Get a couple $100 for it. Maybe $100 for it. i7 920 with an SSD and a friggin' 1 terabyte HDD. Probably get $100 for it. I don't know. I'd like to clear up more of this corner. It won't take me long, that's for sure. Because all I gotta do is get rid of the aquarium, put my luggage away, and we're done. And yeah, so I'm gonna bring this downstairs, strap on some shoes, and then we'll go out to the truck and throw this shit in the truck. Sounds like a plan. Once again, no idea when I'm supposed to go help Clifford. He still hasn't gotten back to me. He must be busy. It'd be nice to know though, so I can plan my day accordingly tomorrow. Because I kind of want to drop this shit off at the hazardous waste depot before I put shit in the box of the truck. All right, let me strap on some gear. I'll be with you in a minute. All right, guys. I can't bring Oreo outside because it's so flippin' cold out there. Go to bed. Go to bed. Seriously. Go to bed. It's so flippin' cold out there that he's good for about 5 seconds and then he starts lizard pawing. So I'm just going to bring everything out here. If it was summertime, I'd do a Poo Poo Garrett Smash tribute video to this, but I'm sure Garrett would love to have this stuff to beat the shit out of. Especially putting a Lian Li case up on his channel to smash. When the hell doesn't this fit? You know what? Whatever. Oh, she's frickin' frigid out there, boys. Frickin' frigid. Alright, let's go chuck this shit in the back of the truck. And tomorrow we can hit up the HWD before we go and move a damn freaking thing. I love how my dog doesn't realize that what I'm doing is for his own safety. I don't know if you guys saw that. CD-ROM tray totally fell out of it. This thing can melt down for precious metals of aluminum. Make some beer cans out of it. It's already freezing cold. That was the one really good thing about this thing. Because it was aluminum, freaking computer was a heat sink. There, loaded up. Now, I was gonna get my truck configured for tomorrow, but I'm gonna decide against that. Just for safety purposes. I need to gear down. Alright guys, well, you're off friggin' first person view mode. Got this area pretty much all straightened out now. Everything's in the back of the truck that I want to put in the back of the truck. Like I said, that thing there, probably going to put it back to work. One of these days what I want to do is put it up on here, connect it to that monitor over there, and then reformat it and get it all up and running. Or put it downstairs and do that. Now, I had an issue with this thing crashing, and I think what it is the SSD I have in there is one of those Kingwin from Amazon. And it's a non-indexed. If you know anything about SSDs, you can get two. You can get one with an indexing chip, which is a bit more expensive. Well, back in the day was a lot more expensive. And then you can get one without the indexing chip, which was dirt cheap. And the difference is if it doesn't have the indexing chip, it makes a file index on the hard drive that it actually has to access. And it can slow down your access time big time. But because it was a cheaper SSD, by far, it was a 256 gig that I literally picked up for 40 bucks. Back then, that was a deal, let me tell you, because a 256 SSD from a company like Kingston or Samsung was about $120. So I saw $40 SSD. That's a bargain. Well, you get what you pay for. Big time. I probably won't be building a new rig for editing for a while yet because, like I said, with the price of video cards and all that, like right now, Bitcoin's currently downtrending. Earlier this week, it was worth 65,000. Now they're down to 52,000. And it's slowly dropping. So usually when it drops, video card prices tend to dwindle with it, and that's kind of good. But not good if you're a miner, pretty good if you're an investor because it starts dropping, people end up buying into it, then it skyrockets, people sell, so on and so forth. I'll probably be holding off. I'm pretty sure the video card will be the last thing I purchase. I'm probably going to do like I did with the FX60 back in the day when I built that. That was pre-YouTube. But literally what I did was I bought the case I wanted, and then I decided on a platform, which was the AMD FX60. Actually, no. I didn't do that with that one. That's right. I bought the entire kit because I wanted the FX60, but on Canada Computers, which doesn't exist anymore, they had the kit where you got the case, that you saw me throw out, the motherboard, the case, the motherboard, processor, all and 4 gigs of RAM, and it was like $400. And I was like, that's a freaking steal of a deal because the FX60 was an expensive processor. It was a dual core processor. It was 2.6 gigahertz or something like that. And it was a real good setup for the time being. And then I bought the 8800 GTX later on and a hard drive. At the time it was a 500 gig, which you're like, you're never gonna fill 500 gigs. That's impossible. Like, that's a lot of space. I remember my first computer was a 486 DX266 and it had a 420 megabyte hard drive. And when I bought that, the guy's like, you're never gonna fill that. Let me tell you, it wasn't long after that I bought another 560 gig hard drive. And I stuffed it in that computer run as a, shouldn't use the term slave drive. Should use the term child drive because the parent drive was the 420 and the child drive was the, or a secondary drive is probably the politically correct term. But yeah, back on the old IDE interface. Anybody remember that? We had the ribbon cable and your master drive was plugged into the one that was straight, and then your secondary drive was plugged into the one but it had a twist in it, and then you had to set the jumpers on the drive to let the computer know which one was master and which one was slave. And God, I love technology back then. Oh, I want to overclock my 486 DX266. What'd you do? You just move the jumper from 33 megahertz to 25 and then set the multiplier from 2 to 3. And then all of a sudden you had a 75 megahertz processor. You're just overclocking the shit out of your 66. Man, that was fun. Or even way back in the day of the old XT computers that ran at 8 megahertz. we discovered that it was controlled by a quartz crystal. So we desoldered the quartz crystal from one of the XT boards, the 8086. Took the 8 megahertz crystal up. We put a 33 megahertz crystal in. Forgot to cool it. It literally lasted probably about 35 seconds until smoke came from the board and the friggin', because there was no heat sinks on the processors back then. The processor was able to cool itself because it just didn't have that much jam going through it. But when you 4-time multiply the poor processor, yeah, she tends to fall apart. And she did. She did. It lasted like no time. We got a whole bunch of these boards from the local school, Woodfield Secondary School, because I used to go over there and do some tech work for them back in the day. And well, I was actually attending school there. So they had a whole pile of hardware and the guy's like, hey, do you want these old XT boards? I'm just going to throw them out. And I'm like, yeah, we could have fun with those. So we did stupid stuff like dragging welding guns across them. You've probably seen that before and it's pretty archy and sparky. And then we desoldered the crystal and put it on and blew the processor. And then we got this idea to go to Radio Shack, which was a thing at the time. I don't know if it's still a thing elsewhere, but it's not here. It became the Source, and then Circuit City fell, and Bell bought out the Source to keep hope alive. And we went there and bought a bunch of heat sinks, the Lee press-on ones, and we covered the processor in heat sinks, and then Mac tacked a fan to it, made our own little heatsink setup, and we just plugged it right into a 12-volt rail, and it worked. And we ran an XT at 33 megahertz, and it held on for a long time. It was still an XT, like it was still an 8086 with an 8088 Mathco, because we had the Mathco processor as well. And you know, it wasn't anything fancy. It wasn't no 386 SX33 or DX33, but you know, she held her own. She did pretty good. I don't think they made the 386 in DX. I think the 386 was always an SX. And then the 486, they had the SX33, 486 DX66, and the DX75 and DX100. And I think they made a 486 DX133. But that could have been AMD who pulled that one off. I can't remember now. The good old Cyrix processors, you remember those? Holy crap, friggin' VIA bought them out. Tried to make these ultra low voltage motherboard all-in-one setups. What a pile. Oh, I love technology. I love that I grew up with all that stuff. Building a computer back then was hilarious. My buddy Pete went out and bought a Foxconn motherboard. Or was it Foxtron? I don't know. Anyway, it was some weird motherboard, and he got a 486 DX4100 board, RAM, and everything, and he wanted help build it. Said, okay, don't do anything. I'm on my way over. I get over there, and he's like, yeah, I think I did something wrong. And I looked, and nowadays you can't hook up the power cable wrong. There's only one way you can put the damn thing on. It's good to go. But back in the days of the AT power supply, your power connector was split into two, and you can easily reverse it. So the rule of thumb was, the black wires stay together and they're in the dead center. He set it up so the black wires were on the outsides, and it reversed the polarity on the board, and the whole board just completely twisted itself, just fried it. And yeah, that was all she wrote. That was back in the day. Like right now, like you plug in the power supply to your computer and the motherboard always has... Really? Were you just cleaning the cat? Was that happening? Freaking weirdo. Anyway, like back in the day, like I said, we had the AT, and like when you flick the switch to turn the computer on, or you press the button, it was not a momentary contact switch. It was an on-off switch. I had a full-size tower that actually had a light switch on it. Like you flicked it on, and it was a satisfying clunk, and she fired up the computer. And it was friggin' awesome. But the power supplies for the AT, I'd never seen one over 300 watts. So that was cool. But then ATX came out where power was always in the board. And like, that was the worst thing for a computer, was to shut it off, turn it on, shut it off, turn it on back in the AT days, because you'd shut it off, and then when you turn it on, she would just get punched in the face with a surge of power every damn time. Now the boards are always hot, your caps are always charged, so when you're turning it on, you're just giving it an impulse to say, okay, go full power, and then it kicks the entire system over. So, but nowadays a lot of people with desktop PCs like me just never turn the damn things off, just leave them run 24/7, 365, and go from there. Hell, some people don't even turn their laptops off, they just close the lid and let it go to sleep. You know, technology's friggin' fun. I love the fact that I grew up in the age of computers, where it was, you know, we went from no internet, no modems or nothing, to BBSs, bulletin board systems, to the internet on dial-up, to broadband, to what we have now, like the fiber op and all that. It's friggin' awesome. And I know a lot of you out there know exactly what I'm talking about, that a lot of you have the same experiences with all this technology. You thought your home computer that you got when you were a kid was like a rocket ship, and now you're looking at it going, holy crap. Like, I spent on my 486 DX266, I remember when I bought this thing, it didn't even have a sound card. It was a 486 DX266 with 1 gig of RAM, so I could play Doom. No sound card, it had a PC squeaker, and a video graphics adapter by the company Trident. I'm pretty sure they make bubblegum. And that computer to me was amazing. And it literally costed me out the door $2,400. For the computer, a 14-inch CRT screen, a keyboard, like a 101 enhanced they call it, keyboard, and a ball mouse with 2 buttons. No scroll wheel. We didn't have scroll wheels back then. I didn't even have a 3-button mouse, a 2-button mouse. No scroll wheel, no nothing, and it had a ball on it. And then like when I went to college and I had to buy my first laptop ever, the IBM ThinkPads were way too expensive. I wasn't about to drop $4,500 on a Pentium 233 MMX with a built-in CD-ROM drive that you can hot swap a floppy disk drive into it if you needed to. Instead, I went with this off-brand called IPC because it wasn't 40, or I think the IBMs were 4,600 and the IPC was like 3,900. So it was cheaper, and I thought it would be just as good because frig, why not? Like, I had to pay for this out of pocket. So yeah, that wasn't fun, and I needed that for school. We didn't really use the laptops the first year in school. I did all my coding on my desktop because I hated the screen on the laptop because it was too small, and I had a 17-inch monitor at the time on my desktop, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to use that so I can see things better. I just used the laptop at school if I needed to do any work there. When I got home, I just put the floppy disk in my main computer and did my work. So that's how we used to hand in our work back in the day, was on floppy disk. Man, times have changed, eh? Now you can go to frickin' Walmart with $400 and get a pretty decent laptop that can like play DVDs and Blu-rays and shit. Blows my mind how technology changed. Blows my mind, but anyway, it is what it is. Anyway, guys, it's friggin' almost midnight. Tomorrow for Clifford, I think I mentioned, he's got some running around to do for noon, so he said by around 3. Tomorrow's also supposed to be a little warmer out. It's gonna be -9 instead of this -25 we have right now. So that means tomorrow I should be able to get out there and get that shit off to the hazardous waste depot. And then what I plan on doing is coming back. I gotta dig into the garage. I went and took a look tonight. It's not gonna be easy getting those ramps out. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. I got the microwave in the way. I got a bunch of shit in the way. So I have to go out in the garage, move stuff around, get shit organized, get those ramps out, get my dolly out, check the tires, make sure they're not flat. If they are, pump them up, and then pitter patter, have at her. Head over to his place and then out to Commanda to get a washer and dryer for his house from his sister. So I don't know how much of that I'm going to film, but I'm going to do my best to make a vlog out of it. And his sister has cows, so I'm going to say hi to the cows because I love cows. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video of a little technology and all that stuff. If you did, cool. If you didn't, I apologize. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, favorite, comment, all that fun stuff. And guys, remember, live it to win it. Peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.